And we are back like we never left. What is going on, fam? It is your man, your host, Keith, CEO of Primal Strength Performance and Primal Aesthetics. Today, we are going over a little bit of more of a touchy subject, more on the nutritional side here. If you hear anything in the background, that's some of my clients, Adam, in the background. And you guys would make sure you ask any questions that you might have on this call. I want to give it a couple shout outs, a couple wins today. I just got done training with two of my clients, Nathan and Hunter. It's a father-son duo. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super stoked, training both of them at the same time in person. Hunter is a young athlete. He's an outside linebacker, and his dad, just wants to be there and train with him and stuff like that. So I'm really, really stoked to see both of them grow in the gym, which is awesome. Okay, but like I said, today is going to be more on the nutritional side of things. All right, so I want to tackle a topic that honestly probably resonates with everyone. Including me, right? And that is how to avoid binges and emotional eating. How to avoid binges and emotional eating. All right. So whether you find yourself turning to food for comfort or after a long day, you just raid the pantry every single time, or you struggle with cycles of overeating, undereating, whatever. More of the overeating side of things. This episode, this chat, this talk today is for you and how to guide you with actionable steps to make sure that you maximize your results in the gym. Okay, so let's take a step back here. Let's understand what emotional eating is. Okay, what emotional eating is. Let me get my screens here set up just in case I have people saying what's up to me. All right, so first, let's understand what emotional eating is. Emotional eating happens when we use food to soothe either stress, boredom, sadness, or sometimes even happiness. And unlike physical hunger after getting a good training session in, right, which builds a lot, it gradually builds throughout the training session, right? It can be satisfied with almost any food. Okay, and emotional hunger feels more urgent, or at least it tends to make you crave more specific comfort foods like chocolate covered pretzels, ice cream, whatever your favorite food is, right? Your guilty pleasure. Okay. These specific salty, you might be into sweets or whatever. Some of you might be into salty foods. All right. But binging, on the other hand, right, often occurs when emotional spirits are at an all-time low. Okay. Emotional spirits are, you're consuming large quantities of food in one sitting, and usually that's followed by, feelings of guilt, feelings of shame, where, you just gone overboard, right? Or you just have a lack of willpower, right? And that's often tied to something that's more on the deeper psychological part of things and emotional triggers, okay? So the science behind it is just based on the fact that, let's take a look at why we do these things, okay? So when we eat comfort foods, okay, our body and our brain releases dopamine, right? It's a happy drug, the feel-good chemical in our head, right? This temporarily eases the negative emotions. It creates a pattern, where you go on Instagram, right? You see a funny video, that's a little hit of dopamine, and then you keep scrolling. Hit a little hit here, keep scrolling. A little hit here, keep scrolling, right? For some of us that go on Instagram and Twitter or Facebook or whatever, fall into a deep cycle of just getting all the dopamine, right? It's the same thing you can do with food, okay? It eases those negative emotions, right? And so for us to regulate stress, we oftentimes have to figure or find out or figure something out for us that's going to level the playing field for us, okay? So with this cycle can lead to unregulated stress, health issues, right? Emotional damage, but often lead to using food as the emotional mechanism or a coping mechanism. And long term, it can really do a lot of damage to your health, okay, such as weight gain or digestive problems, right? So understanding that this, in and of itself, can help us shift our mindset with our emotional eating, and it isn't just about food itself, right? It's about the food or what the food represents, whether it represents comfort, whether it represents distraction, whether it represents, even just filling a void for some of us, right? We eat food just because it fills us up, right? It's an outlet, right? For some of you that are at work, you find yourself snacking, you're just bored as hell at work. That's really all it is. For some of you that have like a little bit more of like you're filling the void, maybe you're longing for a person to fill that void with, right? Or finding some sort of hobby, right? That you can give your time to, give your energy to, versus just stuffing your face with Ho-Hos, Twinkies, and Cosmic Brownies. I ain't gonna cap, Cosmic Brownies are low-key kind of fire, but y'all didn't hear that from me. All right, but now let's get practical. Okay, let's get practical. No more Ho-Hos, no more Cosmic Brownies. Whole sleeve of oatmeal cream pies, dog. I've been there, done that. So many calories. I'm having a little bit of trigger right now. Okay, but let's get practical. All right, here are 7 proven strategies that I've used, but also help my clients use while on their fitness journey. Okay, break free of the binges, all right, and emotional eating. Number 1 is identify your triggers. Okay, keep a food journal. Track your food through MyFitnessPal or Potter app or Potter AI or whatever Carb Manager, whatever food tracker that you like to use. Use that. And use a mood journal. Okay. For myself, I like to keep a journal like this. I bought this at a market that me and G were at. It says, "Be strong and courageous." Okay, I put my daily journal in here. I put my mood in here. I track my mood, all the stuff. I get my daily devotional. Y'all can't see this. Y'all can't read this. This is my own personal, very deep thoughts. Okay, but right, keep a food log. Track your food and track your mood. Okay, at the end of the day, write down what you eat, or track down what you eat, how you feel, and what's happening around you. Okay, if you're having a stressful day, your boyfriend or girlfriend's getting on your nerves or whatever, over time, these patterns will emerge and you will spot your triggers. Okay, so you have to track them. Okay, you have to track them. Number 2, you sound, yes, a little bit. I am just like him, just 2.0, a little bit better. I'm just joshing with you. Love you, Pops. Number 2, practice mindful eating. Sweet mother of all that is holy. Before you start reaching for your food, please pause. Ask yourself, am I hungry? Or am I trying to soothe an emotion? Am I just stressed out? Am I just filling a void? Right? If it's the latter, right, where you're actually hungry, if you are actually hungry, eat your food. If you are just trying to soothe an emotion, explore other ways to process those feelings, right? For some of us, like I said, like me, I like to take notes on how I'm feeling. I like to write my notes down. Okay, I do what's called a daily plan, a daily reflection. I start my day off with a journal. I end my day off with a journal. Or I might read. I might go for a walk, whatever it may be. I might do some push-ups. Who knows? Find something that you can fill that, or take that trigger, right? And find something that you can cope with. Okay, you can cope with the food with. Okay. Number 3, find an alternative coping mechanism, like I just said, right? Instead of turning to food, try other activities that are going to bring relief. Like I said, walking, journaling, meditating. Hell, even call your friend. Pops, I know I need to call you. I send you a text message though. That's a bonus. Give me 1 point there. Call your mom, call your dad, call your brother. Whomever. Talk with your girlfriend for a little bit. Your boyfriend, doesn't matter. Okay. Number 4, plan balanced meals. Sometimes binge eating is just a result of physical hunger at the end of the day. Okay. For some of you, and I'll probably say a lot of you, you skip meals, primarily breakfast. All right. Most of you are probably skipping breakfast. Okay. So especially skipping breakfast, or you're doing this whole intermittent fasting thing. Listen, does it work? Yes. Can you stick to it long term? Because at the end of the day, that window, you have 8-hour window, you're trying to slam 2,000 calories. If you're trying to eat 3 meals, right? You're going to have to eat like 700 calorie meal, another 700 calorie meal, another 600 calorie meal, whatever it may be. But that's a lot of food to try to consume during that time, right? But back to the main point, you're skipping meals, you're under eating during the day. Okay, so start your day off with at least like a 60 gram or 80 gram breakfast. All right, get some egg whites, get some eggs with a yolk in it for a little bit more protein, a little higher, or good on cholesterol there. Okay, get a protein shake, or if you're going to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, I don't know why you don't just get an espresso so you can make your coffee at home, but put 2 scoops of protein in there. Most protein powders have 20 to 25 grams. If you're a plant-based person, I'm not judging you, but that does not do anything for you. Sorry. But probably from 20 to 25 grams, even 30 grams of protein. Put 2 scoops in there, you got 50 to 60 grams right there. Plus a little bit of breakfast, either 2 egg whites or 3 egg whites, you're golden. Okay? Number 5, limit your trigger food, okay, at home. Specifically with that, create the environment that's going to lead you to ultimate success, okay? Create the environment that's going to lead you to ultimate success. If you like Twinkies and Ho-Hos and all that kind of good stuff, get rid of it. Get rid of it. It does not help you, okay? Limit your trigger foods, all right? If it's chips, don't have chips in the house. Now, with myself, I live with someone else who loves chocolate covered pretzels. That's my vice. Cinnamon, specifically for me, it is cinnamon rolls. Don't keep them in the house. Anything with cinnamon in it, can't do it. Even with I am consistent and disciplined, can't do it. So I'm a fiend on cinnamon rolls. I blame my grandmother. All right, but limit the foods in there that trigger you. Okay, so if you're prone to binging on chips, you're going cookies, Cook Ahoy, Chips Ahoy, whatever. Keep them out of the house. Limit the environment, limit their availability. Because if you want to create the environment for success, like if you walked into our kitchen right now, you will see that everything is cleaned up. We have fruits in a basket, right? You look at our fridge, we have a lot of protein in there. We have a lot of veggies in there as well. Okay, we limit a lot of stuff that's coming into the house. All right. Now, will we have a couple things on there? Yes, but we also are very disciplined on not having them throughout the week. We kind of have them on the weekends. All right. Number 6, build emotional awareness. Please, Lord, have mercy. Learn to sit and be uncomfortable with feelings that you are trying to avoid. Okay, therapy, mindfulness, journal, mindfulness journaling, mindfulness training. These things can be super, 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 super helpful. All right. For myself, when I'm having a day, I will just sit and just think about the day, think about life, think about where I'm going, meditate, visualization. Lord have mercy. Sit with your feelings. Be uncomfortable. I was at a men's group. I've been going to a men's Bible study. Men's Bible study for the last probably almost 8 weeks now. And the one thing that I have learned is that to be comfortable around a group of men, right, is to be vulnerable, is understand that it is okay to not be okay and communicate with other people. You sit by yourself and you can't even talk to your partner about this. You never did leave. What are you talking about? KJ, don't stop being weird. But yeah, sit with your emotions. Feel them. Last but not least, number 7 is be kind to yourself, dude. Be kind to yourself please. Okay? Because at the end of the day, when you binge, this does not define you. It's the same thing if you miss a workout. It does not define you. It is not the end of the world. Avoid falling into this all or nothing mindset of, if I miss a workout, I literally have messed up the whole week. I had a young hunter. He was actually in here for a little bit. He and his dad missed a workout last week. I mean, his dad, they own a business. I understand. I own a business. It is hard staying on top of that stuff, right? He forgot to put an alarm for it. It happens. But now we both have effective communication. Like, hey, remember, we got our training session today. And I made sure to put a couple more reminders for him. All right. So don't go with the all or nothing mindset. Understand and reflect. How can you make adjustments? What happened? What I like to do on Sundays, and maybe I'll start making videos on that stuff too. What up, Isaiah? I like to sit and reflect over the week of what I did wrong and what I did good, and how can I become better the following week. For myself, I like to put out a lot of good, funny videos. I like to put out educational videos. I'm getting back to me. That's why I took off like 3 weeks. I had doing the all or nothing where, I have to post. Man, y'all know I'm a personal trainer, man. I'm either with clients, or I'm doing check-ins, or writing a program or something, or spending time with Ginger. Or today, in this case, I am screen printing 70 shirts. 70 shirts. Oh, my hands hurt so bad. Besides the point, okay? Reflect, make improvements, all right? So, to add a little bit more depth, I promise I won't keep you guys long. We've been about 22 minutes here. Okay. I looked into people that are deep into this field, okay? Dr. Susan Albers, okay? She's a clinical psychologist, and she specializes in eating behaviors, all right? So this emphasizes that the importance of mindful eating. She suggests that, the acronym of HALT, okay? Y'all write this down. Y'all write it in the chat. HALT, HALT, before eating, all right? Ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? HALT. Am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? Addressing these emotions directly often prevents you from binging, okay? But start your day off with a good hearty breakfast. You won't have to worry about it, all right? Additionally, a lot of RDs or registered dietitians, and RNs, registered nutritionists, they advise focusing on consistency rather than perfectionism. She just says, for one of the RNs there, she says even small changes like adding more structure to your meals can make a big difference over time. Over time. Consistency. You eat 2 portions of protein or 8 ounces of chicken beef steak or whatever, right? Tofu. You like tofu. I'm not judging you. You're a little weird, whatever. But consistency. It makes a big difference. All right. So now let's answer some common questions, okay, on emotional eating. Number 1, what should I do if I've already binged? First, don't panic. It's not the end of the world, and don't punish yourself. Okay, it's important to normalize, eating at the next meal. Don't skip meals or restrict yourself, or as a lot of times that, like I said before, that can lead to an episode. And consider, how to handle it. Really think. HALT. All right, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I lonely? Or am I tired? All right. Number 2, are there certain foods that I should avoid entirely? Realistically, as it seems, or it could be helpful, limit access to those foods. Like I said, create an environment. Don't label the foods as bad. There's no good or bad foods. Just you eliminate or avoid the foods that are triggers to you, right? Remove them, heal, and then try reintroducing them back into your nutrition. A lot of times you're not gonna want to reintroduce them back. Okay, I'll go over another video with that. But focus, on moderation and find your balance. Find your balance. Find your zen. All right. Last but not least, can emotional eating ever be healthy? Realistically, hell no, it cannot. All right, because occasionally turning to food for comfort sometimes is okay, but it's part of being a human. I personally don't think that emotional eating is like a really good thing to do, right? Because like I said, it leads to health issues, leads to gut issues, and ultimately it makes you a big back silver gorilla. We don't want that. All right, silverback gorilla. We don't want that. We don't want that big back energy. All right, we want lean, mean sex machines. Okay. So the key to ensuring that it doesn't become your primary coping mechanism. All right. Use those steps. Okay. Number one, start with a food and mood journal to track your triggers. Okay. Number two, try one mindful big back, not bad back. Number two, try mindfulness exercises. So deep breathing, yoga, journaling, like I said, before you're eating a snack, or use Holt. All right. Number three, balance or prep balanced meals, okay, for the week. I like to at least do 5 days in advance. So I'm not having to think. I just grab and go, grab and go, grab and go. Okay. Especially and on the weekends. Now that one's a little bit tough just with like the markets that we have, but it happens, right? So prep balanced meals, higher in protein, lots of veggies, a little bit of the simple carbs like rice or sweet potatoes or regular white potatoes or whatever it may be, like that. Okay, and reduce the decision of fatigue. Just have your food ready to go, and you won't have any problems. All right. So at the end of the day, it's okay. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep following away, and you'll find your way through this. All right. But I appreciate you guys joining me today. Primal Aesthetics, Primal Strength and Performance. I gotta find a little podcast name for this. I don't know, whatever. But remember, overcoming emotional eating is a journey. Okay, it's not a race. It's a marathon. Life's a marathon, man. Okay, so building awareness around these things, practicing self-compassion, self-love, self-appreciation. Okay. You're already taking the first steps towards breaking through this cycle. All right, by being on this live. I appreciate you guys that did stay a long time. I appreciate you. This is awesome. If you enjoyed this episode, all right, you enjoyed this little coaching call with all my clients and stuff, please subscribe on YouTube, Primal-SP. All right, on there, or follow me on Instagram, primalking.fit. All right, peace, love, protein. I will catch you guys in the next one. Y'all be safe out there.